You only need one kettlebell to change your life. As we get older, we simply just want to feel better and move better, but it's sometimes hard to find the time to accomplish those goals. And I really believe the kettlebell can do that for you because it's done that for me. And so in this video, I want to talk about 3 transformative aspects about kettlebells. So the first major benefit of kettlebells is that it can transform every aspect of fitness for you. What's really amazing about kettlebells is that instead of optimizing one aspect of fitness while ignoring or making other aspects of fitness worse, it is really a jack of all trades. It's going to build strength, cardio, mobility, and muscle mass. And I think that's really awesome. So let's just, break each of those down. So for strength, what's great about kettlebells is because of the full body nature of the exercises chosen and the offset weight of the kettlebell while still being, moderately heavy, you're going to build really great functional strength to be able to pick things up, put them overhead, and carry them, which are all the things you need in your day-to-day life. Grocery trips, handling suitcases and putting it overhead, playing with, your kids or your nephews or nieces or grandkids, all that stuff that really matters as you get older, as opposed to simply looking, good in front of the mirror. Not that there's anything wrong with that, which leads me to my next point, which is muscle mass. Kettlebells, even though they're not the maximum weight, because they're still moderately heavy and you're getting a lot of exercises and a lot of reps and sets in a short period of time, you're going to build a lot of what's called volume for your body. And you're still going to build a great deal of muscle for your body, especially in the areas that really benefit life and make you just feel good. So that's going to be what's called the posterior chain, all the muscles in the back of the body. Along with others as well. So, you're going to build your shoulders, your arms, your upper back, your lower back to prevent lower back pain. You're going to build leg muscle, and you will see muscle gains throughout from kettlebells. Just because it's not a huge barbell with lots of weight on it doesn't mean you can't build muscle. You definitely will see muscle gain throughout your body. It's not just strength and muscle mass. Kettlebells also benefit your cardio. Because of, again, the full body nature and some of the complex movements of kettlebells where you're stringing exercises back to back or you're even walking with the kettlebell, you will get your heart rate up in the strength exercises in a way that you might not see in other forms of lifting weights. And so I think that's really awesome. I've seen that with kettlebell carries and kettlebell complexes like cleans, presses, and squats all back to back. And then finally, kettlebells really benefit your mobility as well. Yoga is awesome, but that's not necessarily the only way to benefit your mobility, because kettlebells really focus, again, on the back of your body, those muscles. You will see better posture. You will see your shoulders sitting back. You will see less low back pain because of just how strong the back of your body is. You'll feel more stable when you're walking. Your hips will be more aligned. Your feet will be stronger. All of these mobility things to kind of get your body in alignment, the kettlebell is really great for. And I think this is just incredible. I used to do a lot of just traditional weightlifting, and while I was building strength, building muscle, my cardio and mobility were really flailing. And then when I did, half marathon training, obviously cardio was going through the roof while my strength, muscle mass, and again, some mobility were going down, where now that I found kettlebells, I feel like, look, I'm not going to be a bodybuilder. I'm not going to be the strongest person alive, and I'm not going to be doing crazy yoga poses, and I'm not going to be running a marathon. But what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be strong enough for day-to-day life. I'm going to have enough muscle to feel good about my body. I'm going to have enough endurance to get through daily life and enjoy activities. And I'm going to have mobility to just have really good posture. And just to clarify here, I'm not trying to put down any other forms of exercise. Do whatever works for you, but I'm really just trying to share the transformative aspects of kettlebells. So that is the first real transformative benefit of kettlebells. The second major benefit of kettlebells is that it saves you time. And I think this, as we get older, is one of the biggest hurdles for going to the gym and doing fitness. I mean, you might have a 30 to 40 minute commute to the gym. You have to wait for different equipment, get around the gym. That might all take, 30, 40 minutes again. And then the commute back and all the changing. You're looking at about 2 hours to just get a gym workout. And maybe when you're younger and, you have a lot of free time, that's doable. And that can even just be, a fun part of your day to day when you have free time. But, if you have a career, if you have family, if you just have other obligations, then it just becomes really hard. And I think the great thing about kettlebell is that it's minimal in space, time, and exercises, which I think is really cool. So in terms of space, you just need one. You can put it in a closet in your apartment or your home, and then just work out in one little space, the same amount of space that can take up a yoga mat. I mentioned something like kettlebell carries. Even in-place marches are great. And then time, again, because of the full body movements, a great kettlebell workout just involves usually two full body exercises per workout. I just released a video of a 2-day kettlebell program, and that literally has 3 total exercises, 2 exercises per day. So the low amount of exercises needed also makes things really minimal. And then you put that all together, the commute's less, you have the full body, you can get a great kettlebell workout in about 30 minutes max, even 20 if you're, really short on time. So I think that's amazing. That saves you so much time, and that ends up making it a sustainable way to continue your fitness journey and get all of these benefits I mentioned. So I think, the time-saving aspect of kettlebells is truly amazing. And the third and final transformative benefit of kettlebells I want to talk about is that it just makes you happier. And, huge disclaimer here, I'm not saying kettlebells are some, crazy replacement for therapy or medication or other forms of mental health care. But I can say on its own, kettlebells have made me a lot happier, and I think it could just add a dose of happiness to your life. So I think kettlebells make you happier in one major way. It brings you a certain joy of movement. That's not to say anything negative about any other form of lifting. Those can definitely bring you major joy as well. I'm just sharing what I've seen about how kettlebells can bring you that joy of movement in a really wonderful way. In terms of improving your energy, because of the dynamic movements of kettlebells, there's a certain fun and just exciting component to kettlebell training that I immediately noticed. Instead of just doing exercises that have a short lever from, a bicep curl from point A to point B, with kettlebells, you're taking something from the ground, like a kettlebell clean and press, all the way overhead. And there's just a certain energy boost you feel from getting your full body into a movement and really having this goal of how can I get the kettlebell from the ground to overhead. Or let's say kettlebell carries, trying to pick up a kettlebell and walk with it as long as you can before you need to put it down. And then sometimes changing how you pick up the kettlebells in terms of carrying it. You can carry it in the rack position, you can carry it overhead, you can carry it to your side. Then doing things like complexes, stringing kettlebell exercises together, cleans, presses, squats, all in one go. And then I think even you can, once you get real experience, you can even make up your own kettlebell exercises, which I haven't even done yet, but I've seen a lot of awesome people out there on YouTube and other places invent their own kettlebell exercises, just to really create that joy of movement. So those are the 3 transformative aspects of kettlebells. I really hope this inspires you to try kettlebells for the first time, see how it can change your life, and hope it even calms some overwhelm and anxiety of where do I start in my fitness journey? Just buy one and just start, and I think that's the best thing you can do for yourself. So I hope you like this video. I hope you found it valuable. I have other videos about kettlebells that can help you as you're starting this fitness journey. You can watch those here. And then if you want to subscribe, if you found this valuable, you can do that here. We're almost at 900 subscribers, so I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you for the next one.